everyone. Welcome to the What's Left podcast, Tuesday edition. For cutting off trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us, in many cases, of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses. Sound familiar? It's the Declaration of fucking Independence. Not the headlines of the New York Times, but, they are pretty much one and the same right now. It is absolutely absurd what's happening. I can't wait to get into it. But first, before we do, I just want to ask you guys, please like, subscribe, YouTube, Substack, follow us, TikTok. We're on Instagram and Threads. Just share our stuff, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing. If you follow us, we share a lot. I share all kinds of stuff as I find it throughout the day. So try to keep you abreast of any new developments as they come along. So if you follow us, it's free and it pays. All right, so let's get into it, guys. The most egregious, categorical offense to the Constitution and every single amendment in it is this Abrego Garcia thing. There is literally nothing. It is hard for me outside of the Second Amendment to think of an amendment that is not violated in this disaster, this hill that is so important to the Trump organization. They have decided to die upon it. They believe so strongly in not the Constitution that this is where they have decided to pick their fight. And a 9-0 decision to the Supreme Court, which, despite what they say, did not go their way. They're refusing to do anything, and I do mean anything about it. This is the worst thing. Should be the most alarming thing. Unfortunately, because we are who we are, tariffs seem to be the story that's breaking through. I mean, but this is so much more important. You can fix that stuff in a couple of years. You cannot fix the days that this man has spent in a Salvadorian extermination camp. You just can't. There's nothing you can do to make that man whole now. Nothing. And he's still there and he's still rotting. I've got some updates, but first I just want to get you guys' initial thoughts on that. Who wants to go first?
Here's the thing, is that they don't care. They just don't care because they're not affected by it. The number of people on social media that don't believe that illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants are afforded due process is truly fucking alarming, dude. It is truly so alarming that they don't understand that every human being with a pumping heart is afforded due process. If they are not afforded due process, there is nothing from stopping them from coming to your door saying that you are an undocumented immigrant and kicking you out of this country. Nothing. See ya. Gotta go. It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. Get out. And there's nothing you can do about it because you're not afforded due process. It's just astonishing to me that those people's votes count the same as mine. It's irritating.
Yeah. Jake, is that what you're seeing on the internet too? Just people.
Yeah. I saw Harvard fought back because they were told to share the list of names and shit and expose their students and release all this shit, and they just flat out said no.
Yeah. No, I know that's such an important thing too. Thank God the resistance is rising, and maybe this isn't necessarily breaking through still to some of the thicker skulls on the internet, but I feel like this is actually finally breaking through because fighting is contagious. I think between Cory Booker to the rallies to this, now you've got Senator Chris Van Hollen. Can we give him some props this week, fellas?
Absolutely.
This man has said straight up that he is seeking a meeting with the president of El Salvador, which I'm told is not pronounced Bukaki. It's Bukele. It is he is searching, and if he cannot get that meeting, then he is going to El Salvador to find out the condition of Kilmar Obrego Garcia. So good for him. You know what I mean? We need more of this. You know what I mean? We need more of this because I mean that's some serious bravery. Like I don't know, like going to El Salvador, even as a senator with all of my security, I'd be a little worried. I don't know.
My biggest gripe with the Democrats is that they're all cowards, and this man is finally like, well, actually, I do have a backbone, and I'm going to use it to fight against this regime that is at hand here.
Yeah, and after Harvard did that, a couple of the other universities were like, and small ones too, were like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you.
The federal government is threatening to cut, or may have cut, $2.2 billion in funding to Harvard, though.
Yeah.
Because of it. So Harvard's gone into an immediate hiring freeze. But here's my thing.
They have enough money.
If they're going to do that, then why should these Harvard educated students, why should they contribute to society?
Yeah.
Like you're the best and the brightest go to Harvard. We've understood that our entire lives. Like, yes, you have to obtain a certain level of wealth to be a regular kid at Harvard, but the best and the brightest come from Harvard. We all know that. Harvard Law is the most distinguished law school in the country. There's no question about that. It's never been questioned before. And now all of a sudden, because they think that we should still have free speech because the first fucking amendment, now they're losing $2.2 billion in funding. Privatizing education is not the solution.
Yeah, real free speech. Real free speech. Not the bullshit fucking Joe Rogan, we can't say the R word anymore free speech. Which you obviously can, but people will think that you're a douchebag because you are. Like, that's not free speech. Like, this is what free speech means. Being able to speak up for what you believe in public. To be able to write an article or sign your name to an article that, basically sign a petition is what Ramez Ozturk did. Like, she signed her name to an article that asked the university to divest from Israel. Nothing pro-Hamas, nothing. The Mahmoud Khalil case, they have nothing. It's absolutely nothing. The evidence was described as being from like tabloid sources, which, if I recall correctly, from some of the president's own trials, are less than reliable places to get information. I make things up for pretty much anything.
The entire MAGA movement is a fucking tabloid headline. The whole thing is a tabloid headline.
I don't know much of those trials you guys got to watch, but that's one of his favorite things. Trump loves tabloids.
Oh yeah.
That's why in 2016, that was one of the things that they used the most. For all this, remember you'd walk through the grocery store and you would just see these pictures of like Hillary looking like a dragged cigarette, like all the time, just looking hit.
Yes.
Like, have cancer? Is she hiding something? But yeah,
her and Bill looking like 110-year-old zombies on every newspaper at your grocery store.
I mean, yeah, Bill has looked like loose dick skin for several years. He didn't look that bad.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, and it's a violation of everything. And even so, if you can get past the due process thing, it's torture. It's the eighth and the 14th Amendment. It's everything, man. It is everything. So if this is allowed to continue. And to go back to your point, Brad, like the most basic argument against, which people still don't seem to fucking accept, is that, okay, how do you prove it? How do you prove it? You say he's undocumented. You say he's MS-13. You say that because some other person killed a person and was proven in a court of law that somehow that makes it justifiable to deport other people? I mean, that's insane. I mean, it's just screams like Jim Crow and just it's disgusting, like in every way. And to think that like you could not understand why that's a problem, and to even like root for this, like what the fuck is wrong with you? I guess is what I'm like. Where is the disconnect? Am I missing something? What am I missing?
It just hasn't. It just hasn't affected them. They lack empathy, so unless it directly affects them, they don't care. So like when these small time farmers get wiped out by these tariffs because China's not buying our soy or our beef anymore, and they start speaking out, they don't understand that they could be deported just the same for speaking out against Trump because it hasn't happened to them yet. But I promise it's fucking coming. I promise you, soybean farmers are fucked. We tried to fucking tell you.
But they got fucked in the last administration too, and they forgot all about it.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping them from deporting me tomorrow.
No.
Nothing. There's nothing. If you do not allow due process for everyone, then you allow it for no one.
Yeah, thank God I found a better job than Planet Fitness because all that tanning was going to get me fucking sent somewhere else. I was on a list.
God,
It's just, it is beyond anything that's ever happened in this country. Nothing is comparable. There is no whataboutism. It's not. There's nothing like this has happened since say the Declaration of Independence. That's the last time that somebody was doing this to people living in these colonies. So, yeah, it's a bigger thing, and we got to keep yelling about it.
got to. There's not a due process for one. There's not due process for another.
Yeah. Yep. So, I don't know. We got the spin crew for this guy too. Is just it's like between Stephen Miller and Pam Bondi. Did you guys catch any of that stuff?
I caught some of the Pam Bondi stuff.
Outright out here just lying.
You know, you always say like no one's like Democrats aren't stepping up. Wouldn't this be like the perfect time to? Isn't this like the time? Like if you wanted to move up in your career, like now would be like the time to be like, oh, I could be like the outspoken one, you know?
Yeah. If you don't react to this as a politician, why are you a politician?
I'm so confused why they're all so quiet. Other than Bernie, but you guys already let him down so many times that like we can't do that anymore.
Bernie's just too old.
He's just too old. Well, he's always been too old. He would have been fine if we did it in 2020. Because guess what? He's still alive in 2024.
And honestly, now that with everything that was said about the Biden presidency, Biden was well enough that none of this was going on, and the people around him were excellent. Every person in every position was excellent. They lasted the entire term of his presidency, which almost never happens. Like that's saying something. That's saying something for employee retention. So like, old president sucks. I mean, for so many reasons. Like we just need like fresher ideas than bring back manufacturing. Like there are other things. How about start innovating? How about that? How about start educating? How about that? But no. Let's make sure we concentrate solely on manufacturing because everybody wants the fucking darn socks. That's the key. Like as long as we get more people fucking making Nikes, then everybody will be happy. You see how happy everybody is sewing Nikes. You know, it's just absurd. But yeah, it's not all about age, but it is a little bit about age. That's why I think AOC is the heir apparent at this point.
That's why she's got to be. It's got to be her. It can't be anybody else. No one else will win. Let her run Buttigieg as the VP and go with it.
That'd be cool. I am really loving some of the governors. Speaking of Democrats who fight, like some of these governors, like J.D. Pritzker has become one of my favorite people. He's a great, like and then Josh Shapiro, like this man just got his house firebombed.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that. That was some serious damage.
Yeah, dude, that's scary. That's scary. That dude was nuts too. Like, just, whew. I'm just thank God nothing terrible happened to his family. But damn, dude,
weren't they all in there? Wasn't it his whole family sleeping in there?
As far to my knowledge, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, scary as hell. To get back to real quickly with Trump and Bukele, caught him on hot mic. Did you guys catch this part?
The homegrowns?
What is it?
The homegrowns?
Yeah, the homegrowns thing. He said Donald Trump said you're going to need to build more prisons for the homegrowns. So, people are speculating what that means. I mean, obviously, it doesn't mean anything good. But I'm gonna.
Wait, what's a homegrown?
It's
Is it?
So it's left for speculation.
Yeah, my best guess, my thought would be because he's attacking the birthright citizenship. That's what he means. Like the people who have been born into their citizenship.
Yeah, I assume we just talk about like DACA, the Dreamers, that kind of stuff.
Be my guess.
Or it could be us three because we bash Trump at every single opportunity.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing that would afford us due process because they could just say we're fucking terrorist immigrants and we'd be kicked out.
The worst thing that's going to ever happen to us is the algorithm picks us up, makes us famous, and then we immediately get arrested. That's going to be
immediately fucking arrested. Sent straight to El Salvador, dude. All three of us have to get our heads shaved. Come on.
No.
Yeah, Jake, so you got to take this really seriously, whether or not you're willing to commit to the bit.
I wouldn't do well.
I don't think anybody excels at El Salvadorian prison.
It sure don't look like it. Man, this Bukele guy, as corrupt as he is, taking this money, it's also interesting that he is deeply involved, his country is deeply involved in crypto. It's part of their main currency. Fucking wealth gap in their country, huge, very poor country, except for like him. And, he's heavily involved in this stuff. And Trump is also, in his company, World Liberty Finance, I think is what it's called. Is that right? Does anybody know?
I think that's right.
Okay. Anyway, his crypto company, the family's crypto company, has been working in the dark, making all sorts of deals with all sorts of different things. And now the latest one, after they just destroyed the international crypto investigations units and just basically decriminalized all of this stuff, just like said, you couldn't do this shit. You couldn't do it this way for weed. You know what I mean? Like it took years and fucking fist fights, and people had to die and serve prison terms. But cryptocurrency, he comes in, goes, and all of a sudden we're just not enforcing it. White collar crime, blue collar crime. Just saying. Right. So anyway, Binance, one of the biggest wins in this industry of proving fraud in crypto. This company is being onboarded by WLF under the radar. So so he's got the Trump coin where you can, it's just free bribery, But now on top of that, he's bringing in more criminals into in and under the system. Basically, you pay to play. You pay, you get forgiven, you get into this thing. So they are still working this fucking crypto angle, and it's extra corrupt, and it's outside of it was barely being regulated. And Biden's guy, they hate him. I can't remember his name, Gary something. They all hate him. But he was doing an excellent job, and they hate him because he was doing a good job, of learning. He understood the system, understood how to regulate it. So this corruption thing is just beyond the pale. And then of course Marjorie Taylor Greene obviously bought the dip.
Oh, I can't wait till she has to fucking disclose that information.
Get the exact.
What the fuck will they say then, dude? What will they say? Because all these fucking Democrats have just been getting rich off our tax dollars for so long.
Yeah,
that's you know what I mean. That's all I hear every fucking day.
Pelosi.
Yeah,
Sad. She's not alone, my friend.
I really had somebody. I made a post about Cory Booker, and and somebody really came on and was like, "Well, I wonder how he made all his money." And I was like, "Oh, 10-second internet search. Here's how, you fucking idiot. Look it up."
Yep.
Surprisingly enough, people that's like saying, how did Donald Trump become a billionaire and be the president? Well, because they made their money before they got into fucking politics, you fucking moron.
Right. Yeah. Well, they were born with that.
They're stupid. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was birthed it. Donald Trump was birthed it.
Yep. He was passed from the birth canal onto a giant stack of $100 bills.
Yes.
Speaking of Corey and Maxwell Frost, the first Gen Z member of Congress, have signed on to go with Chris Holland.
Yep.
First Gen Z.
Hell yeah. So
Cory Booker is putting his money where his fucking mouth is.
Absolutely. Because just like you were saying at the beginning of the segment, Jake, like if you are a politician, this is the fight. This is the one. This is everything that you have come to do. This is it.
If you want to decide, this is like everybody would jump on. Like all you gotta do is say something.
God, I swear to God, like if I was a senator, I would every day, just every day, be grandstanding in every place that would fucking have me. I would go to breakfast and be standing on the fucking table until my order came, just talking about fucking Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Like non-fucking stop. Non-fucking stop. You ask me about fucking something else, I'll be like, no, listen, here's the thing. Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Let me stop you. Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Like that's it. Like this is such a this is the fight. This is what we came for. This is what we came for. What Bernie and AOC came for.
Yeah.
Man. So Bernie shows up at Coachella. Then they go Utah and Idaho, and they draw these huge, rowdy crowds. And it wasn't one of the town in Idaho. I didn't even recognize the name of it. And I know both of the cities in Idaho. And that was neither of them. So, I mean, that's pretty fucking impressive. Am I wrong?
I mean, to see Idaho just get packed out like that is kind of crazy. Especially, like, it's weird to see these people in all these red states showing up when it's too late. And, obviously change can be made, but y'all could have just showed up for the election. We would have won.
Every time I try to do it nice and easy.
So it is cool to see, though. It's cool to see because they're not really speaking on anything other than fuck these billionaires. Let's start working for the people.
Yeah.
And that's literally like my entire obituary is that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad died age 61 on the golf course. Fuck these billionaires. Let's help each other. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. 61's ambitious.
Super ambitious, bro. But everything after 30, honestly, was just bonus time. So this is all free money for me, honestly.
Definitely. I didn't think I'd be around this long.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like confused on how I'm here every day, bro.
I'm just glad I found better things to do with my time.
I hear you. You. I spent so much time being so busy doing nothing, bro. I was so busy doing nothing for so long.
Yeah. Now we have the fight of a lifetime, a generation. This is the biggest thing. This is the biggest shift in the world since the Second World War. All right, that's our show. Thanks for watching. Please take the time to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Follow us on TikTok. We're also on Instagram, Threads. Our YouTube channel regularly shares news from different reputable sources. Other than that, we'll be back in a couple of days with the full show. Until then, I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
That's what's left.